Man, the Switch 2 upgrades had me reminiscing on Breath of the Wild. Such a great game, the environments are so beautiful, the puzzles are so well constructed. I feel like I could spend days here exploring, building, fighting enemies. Never mind. Games are made by their mechanics. Something as simple as running, jumping, or even starting the game can be a mechanic. Does anyone know if eating the game is a mechanic? With all these mechanics, not all of them are gonna land. Things like time limits or quick time events aren't everyone's preferred gimmicks. But has a mechanic ever gone far enough to ruin a game? Yeah. There are many angles you could take on what's counted as a gimmick. Take Super Mario 64, it's a great game. The camera is an affront to God, but that's a lot more of a technical limitation, much less a willing choice. It's just what happens when you play a game made in the 1800s. The same thing can be said about bugs. They're also not a willing choice by developers, but they're still ruining the game. Like, Freddy, bro. Again, I could always just step on the cartridge. A lot. Are you sure this isn't a gimmick? But I think the spirit of the video is a lot more just willing decisions that harm the game. Which leads us to our first, let's call them victims. You deserve this. I didn't lie in the intro. I love Breath of the Wild. It's an incredible game, one that reshaped the industry, an incredibly beloved one. And the combat is well designed, all the different weapons and strategies you can use, as well as flurry rushes and parries. Don't get me wrong, the game is amazing. But there's just this giant elephant in the room, and I think it's armed and dangerous. Does anyone like weapon durability? I'm sure it adds to the whole vibe of the game and the need to explore and find different weapons. But when I'm fighting a Lionel in the middle of a rival gang shootout, the last thing I want to see is your master sword broke. Isn't this the sword that seals the darkness? How is a Nokia stronger? I understand the need to make you work for better weapons, to keep you constantly looking, searching, moving. But why do the strongest weapons take 15 hits to break on blue slimes? You don't need weapon durability to force the search for new weapons. And why does the Master Sword break? With DLC, you can make it invincible, but in base game, the Blade of Evil's Bane loses to a tree. This has always been a topic when talking about Breath of the Wild, and I think it could have been mostly fixed by changing one thing. Just make them last longer. There's no reason weapons should be breaking in 20 to 30 hits. Give them more, and probably give them a sign to show how much durability they have left. Also, maybe let them be repaired. Okay, yeah, this is beyond saving. Tears of the Kingdom had a very neat solution in fusing, which only destroyed the fused component when the durability was up. It's just a Breath of the Wild problem, which sucks because the rest of Breath of the Wild is great. The elephant in the room, they were really persistent. It's not like Breath of the Wild invented weapon durability or anything, it just fumbled the ball with it. And another game that fumbled the ball with weapon durability and just a lot of things in general is Animal Crossing, New Horizons specifically. This game was the game of the pandemic, and no matter what, you have to respect it for that. And even despite that, the game is good. It has a lot of great elements. With that being said, I think everyone who's played this game goes through a certain phase. They open the game and realize there's nothing to do. That island you've spent so long building up, I mean, there's an IHOP. New Horizons strayed from the life simulator aspects that Animal Crossing was well known for, opting for a type of sandbox where you're a lot more in control of the island. This sounds good on paper until you can literally change everything about your island. Terraforming allowed you to literally just turn the island into whatever landform you wanted it to. And while making the perfect island is fun, what's the point? None of the villagers have much dialogue. You could remove them from the game and not much would change. They're not witty, not mean, not sassy, not unique. They're just kind of bland. They speak, they say things, they repeat dialogue immediately. That's kind of their job. Maybe they don't get paid enough to have personalities. When you're able to just terraform the landmass into whatever you want it to be, it loses part of its originality, its uniqueness. Compare that to earlier titles where you can actually form connections with the town and villagers. Feels to me like the gimmick that's ruining New Horizons is the lack of originality in the island. When it's got no character and nothing to care about, why inhabit it? Why make the perfect island if you're not gonna care about it? That's the thought that I think gets most people off of New Horizons. GTA's fun. You get to run around the city, roll down hills, do unspeakable crimes like jaywalking. It's one of gaming's most legendary games for a reason. The reason being the controls are an affront to God again. Sprinting. It's an easy, basic action that most games have. You hold a button and you move faster. How do you mess that up? This elephant is evil! In order to sprint in most modern Rockstar games, you have to repeatedly tap the move forward button. Of course, repeatedly tap means mash. Why is this a thing? I'm guessing it's for immersion or making running away from the cops feel a lot more tension building. But this is still really dumb. Who wants to get arthritis for a basic feature in most games? Button mashing can be good. Button mashing is usually good, but not when it's for no reason and for a long amount of time. You're just having a workout. 5 sets of thumping thumbs. I'm sure the average Grand Theft Auto player would destroy me in thumb wars, but I'm not for that kind of life. Is the elephant challenging me to a thumb war? Damn, the rage bait is working. You know, speaking of getting a workout in a game, remember this guy? The Wii was 18 years ago. I feel so old. It was made in like the 50s? The Wii was a huge innovation, a console the entire family could play. I doubt your grandma was playing Super Mario 64, but she was for sure cooking you in Wii Sports. Motion controls were a huge thing, the Wii's huge thing. And with it came thousands of games that used the motion controls. A lot of them used them incredibly well and in super smart ways, but other games... Can I skip this one? In order to show the capabilities of the Wii, a lot of games were just jammed with motion controls even when it didn't fit them. Back to Zelda for a bit, Skyward Sword was the Wii's Resident Zelda game, which a lot of people didn't vibe with. The reason being... A lot of people dislike the motion controls in the game. In Zelda, you need to be precise, and the Wiimote is everything but precise. Sonic and the Secret Rings had a similar problem. The controls are incredibly janky because a lot of important actions like the homing attack are set to motion controls. It makes Sonic control incredibly janky and unresponsive sometimes, mainly because the Wiimote isn't precise. A lot of these games just have 2 problems masked in one: the implementation of the motion controls and the jankiness of the Wiimote. Having a game with janky motion controls or playing the game with a pretty shoddy Wii remote can already be pretty bad. Now fuse them together... 2 elephants. To cut the games a bit of slack, motion controls were new at the time. Obviously, many developers were still trying to figure out how they worked and what to use them for. But I'll still say that many games got ruined by motion controls, especially when taking into account other motion control systems like the Xbox's Kinect. Nowadays, motion controls are just seen as bad and unnecessary, but there are games like Wii Sports in which the motion controls are what make the game so amazing. It's not like motion controls themselves are bad mechanics, it's how you use them. And I think you can say the same thing about every mechanic we mentioned here.
911, what's your emergency?
I want a company.
What?
It's easy to label games as being ruined by a mechanic. I mean, that's literally what I did. But these mechanics are a really big part of the game's discussion. Weapon durability is one of the core discussions of Breath of the Wild. New Horizons sandbox genre made it incredibly big in the pandemic. I'm not gonna try to defend Rockstar. And motion controls were a relic of the time, which made a lot of the games way more memorable. It begs the question, did these mechanics actually break their game? Or did they make them? These mechanics are so ingrained into the personality of the game. Would it even be the same game without them?
Sir, why did you call 911? And why do I hear an elephant near you?
Oh, that's why I called. There's an elephant in my room. He has 2 guns, a Wii remote, really big thumbs, and I can't tell if he wants to kill me or if he wants an autograph. Hello?